Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here with us today. Today, we're going to be unpacking some truly fascinating research, and basically we're setting the stage to demystify these unbelievable biological superpowers that are literally hidden away right inside our own bodies. So if you're the kind of person who just loves understanding how your system works on a microscopic level, well, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive right into this. This is the central tension we're exploring today. If you ate absolutely no food for 5 straight days, what would actually happen? Would you just, starve to death? Or would you unlock this profound mechanism to completely heal your body from the inside out? We are going to uncover the very specific day-by-day science of a prolonged fast. And I promise you, the biological shifts we're going to look at are absolutely staggering. Here's our roadmap for the journey. We'll start off with our ancestral blueprint, move right into days 1 and 2, hit the deep clean on day 3, explore peak adaptation on day 4, and then finally look at the rebuild on day 5. So, Section 1, our ancestral blueprint, basically Stone Age genetics in a 24/7 world. Before we actually look at what happens when you stop eating, we kind of have to look at the massive problem with how we eat today. Our modern reality is that we eat all the time. We've got 3 meals a day plus 2 snacks, and hey, we can order Pizza Hut 24/7 if we want to. But our ancestral blueprint tells a completely different story. Back in the Stone Age, we simply did not eat that frequently. So right now, our genes are incredibly confused by our modern habits, especially when those constant calories are just junk food. What a prolonged fast actually does is it essentially mimics our genetic evolution. It stops that constant influx of food and tells your body to get smarter and become highly resilient. Moving right into Section 2, days 1 and 2. The transition from sugar to fat. The literal moment the food stops on day 1, your body goes looking for energy, right? And it taps into a reserve called glycogen. Now, glycogen is essentially a series of glucose molecules chained together. And with every single glucose molecule, you have 3 water molecules attached to it. So think of it basically like a fluid-filled sack of sugar. When you drain this on the very first day, your insulin levels drop and you're likely going to lose about 1 to 3 pounds of pure water weight. Because your body is actively flushing this out, it is absolutely vital to replenish your electrolytes. You need sea salt, potassium, magnesium, and maybe some decaf tea or black coffee to avoid fatigue and muscle cramps. But once that sugar is totally gone, that's when the real magic begins.
Now, what's really interesting here is how day 2 fundamentally alters your metabolism. You enter a state called ketosis. This means your body is no longer waiting around for food from the outside. It actually starts eating your own stored fat 24/7. This fat goes straight to your liver to be used as fuel. And because you are continuously sort of eating your own fat, your appetite completely drops away. It's wild. Beyond that, ketones are incredibly powerful. They act as this premium brain fuel, seriously improving your focus and acting almost like a natural antidepressant. Also, late on day 2, you unlock this massive anti-aging achievement called autophagy. Now, don't let the heavy jargon intimidate you. Autophagy is simply your body's cellular recycling factory. Because no new food is coming in, your body gets ruthlessly efficient. It looks around and says, okay, what's taking up space here? It takes all the damaged proteins, all the junk clogging up your cells, and actually breaks it down to spit out raw material for new, healthy tissue. It is literally cleaning you out from the inside.
All right, Section 3, Day 3, the deep clean. This is really the climax of the fasting process. 400%. This staggering number represents a potential spike in something profoundly important for your brain that happens right on day 3. When you hit this mark, you drop into deeper ketosis, and people actually report a feeling of absolute euphoria and massive cognitive clarity. But why does that happen? Well, it's all because of BDNF, or brain-derived neurotropic factor. This is a protein that acts basically like Miracle-Gro fertilizer for your brain. It supports the creation of entirely new brain cells and radically increases your capacity for learning. And it's those ketones that are powering this massive spike. In fact, if your brain has been damaged by years of eating refined sugars, this highly efficient ketone fuel comes in and actually starts to heal that damage. As we keep pushing through day 3, we hit the golden milestone, 72 hours. Hitting this specific mark triggers a literal reset of your entire immune system. Old, damaged white blood cells, they get completely recycled. And this brilliantly illustrates how deep autophagy works. It starts recycling damaged mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells, which is absolutely crucial since damaged mitochondria are actually the root of a lot of chronic diseases and cancers. It clears out old intracellular pathogens, things like viruses, fungus, and mold that are just hiding inside your cells. Simultaneously, your thymus gland, which is basically the training camp for your immune system, actually starts to grow. And if that wasn't enough, the 27 feet of extremely thin lining in your gut finally gets a break to heal and regenerate, while massive spikes in growth hormones step in to protect your muscles from shriveling up.
Moving right along to Section 4, Peak Adaptation, Longevity Genes and Zero Hunger. By this point, you experience a profound psychological shift. You literally could not care less about food. Why? Because your body is running flawlessly, feeding on its own fat reserves with incredible efficiency. But, the real world still exists, and stress happens. If you experience a sudden surge of stress, your body can release cortisol. That can dump a little bit of sugar into your system and suddenly make you feel hungry out of nowhere. So, if you hit this wall, here's a highly practical tip. Just drink a simple cup of amino acid-rich bone broth. It is a total game changer. It gives you just enough nutrients to feel great and stay on track without actually ruining the fast. Now let's see how this builds into even more complex biological shifts. During this peak adaptation phase, your body is brilliantly trying to survive. It activates these incredible longevity and protection genes. Your body literally starts building up its own antioxidant networks. And interestingly, your gut microbes diversify to survive the drought, making them highly resilient. Your hormone systems become incredibly sensitive and efficient, so much so that your body might temporarily pause reproductive and thyroid hormones just to conserve energy. And that autophagy we talked about earlier, it is absolutely on fire right now, specifically targeting precancerous cells and cleaning up plaque in the brain.
Finally, we reach Section 5, Day 5, the rebuild, the delicate art of refeeding. This is arguably the absolute most crucial phase of the entire explainer. You've done all the hard work, but now you have to master the delicate art of waking up your sleeping digestive system to truly reap all these rewards. You absolutely cannot just sit down and eat a massive meal. If you do that, you are going to feel incredibly nauseous and sick. You have to follow a very careful, progressive procedure. Start with something easy to process like bone broth to prep to gut with amino acids. Then, hours later, introduce just a tiny fraction of your normal calories, maybe an egg with a little sauerkraut for probiotics. Wait a few more hours and maybe have some soup and a bit of avocado for healthy fats. But I must emphatically warn you, avoid sugar, heavy carbs, or full meals entirely during this initial refeeding window. So the crucial point is, what happens next? During the fast, your body was busy gathering up neutral stem cells. These are essentially blank slate cells just waiting for a purpose. When you refeed using high-quality, grass-fed, organic food, you effectively flip the switch from repair mode to growth mode. Those stem cells awaken and they use the premium nutrients you're eating to generate brand new skin, new muscle, new brain tissue, and to deeply protect your DNA and your neurons. Let's rapidly recap this incredible biological expedition we just went on. Day 1, we drained the glycogen and dropped the water weight. Day 2, we unlocked ketosis for massive brain power and kickstarted the autophagy recycling factory. Day 3, we hit 72 hours, totally resetting the immune system and spiking growth hormone. Day 4, longevity genes fired up while our hunger completely vanished. And finally, Day 5, we carefully refed the body, allowing those stem cells to rebuild us from the ground up. I want to leave you with this really provocative thought today. If your genetics are so brilliantly hardwired to heal, protect, and rebuild your body when you simply stop eating, what massive untapped potential is our modern habit of constant eating keeping hidden inside of you right now? It's a fascinating paradigm shift regarding how we view our biology and our diets. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this structure helped you grasp just how phenomenal the human body truly is. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.